We just dry so DT. Eh?
Little drizzle was outside,
Rainfall.
Yes.
So why we drive so we dry so? Rainfall can't wetty. A dew fi come wetty.
You mean the sun come up back so fast?
So fast. Or systems as systems do. From time to time there is a little bit of malfunction and we go without it nonetheless. But thank you so much for joining us today. We know that you have choices. We're happy when you come here. We're happier when you find reasons to stay. This is the hotline.
Emily's views, her position on the issues, her point of view backed up by the facts. Here are Emily's views.
Yesterday was another one of those days in the history of this country and the present in which we should recognize just how uncomfortable things are in terms of crime and the tremendous dislocation that results from this sort of superstructure, the imposition of dons in some communities, and the legitimacy given to these individuals by community members, when they are imposing their own form of law and order, or in this case, one order in a community. And when the legitimate arms of the state go in based on intelligence and perhaps evidence to do what they are to do lawfully, there are citizens in this country always who come out in open protest, open defiance, and in this case in Spanish Town, they mashed up some of the police vehicles, windshields broken, they slashed the tires. It is a delight to me the way in which the police, members of the joint anti-gang group conducted themselves based on even the videos put up by some of these residents. They were saying the most unsavory things to the police, chasing them out of the community. And never once in any of the videos that I've seen have I witnessed behavior of any member of the police force for me to be concerned about it. They were very professional. And I'm happy that they're telling us now they have 4 people in custody who were part of blocking the roads Wednesday night when they went in and when this alleged leader of the One Order gang, when he was killed. So they have 4 people, and I hope they will be able to apprehend more of them based on the videos that are available, because some of the actions I've seen of community members, they're completely disgusting. Nobody's taking away people's freedom of speech. However, just raucous and nasty some of the languages that they use against the police. But where they go over and completely breach whatever rights are available to other citizens, such as blocking of roads, and as I mentioned, those who slash the tires of those vehicles that the police drove into the area, I do hope that they're caught and they're made to pay for every single one of the tires that they slashed. In the Observer this morning, it's fascinating when I read and hear some of the accounts of some of these residents. Because over time we develop a kind of licky culture, Anybody who can come and give us something, we don't interrogate their source of funds. Or we turn a blind eye to their source of funds. A man who, I don't know what is his occupation, what kind of business enterprise, legitimate business enterprise he established. But this lady is quoted in the paper. This is how the Observer says it. Lobban's community of Taws Meadows, the residents there seemed to care very little about what was happening in the wider Spanish town. All they were concerned with was the fact that their leader, whom they painted as a saint, had been taken away from them, and said they didn't believe that he challenged the police. One woman claimed that when he was alive, he wasn't allowed to live in peace, alleging that he was frequently harassed by the security forces for reasons unknown. Yeah? So if you are engaging in the things that the police alleged you were engaged in, you're supposed to live in peace? But the lady is quoted as saying, his name didn't come out as any person of interest or any wanted man. Every time police come here, they choose to visit his house. They come here, they leave with one foot of the man's shoes. Them go as far as take up dog and lock up the dog in the oven. If the police did this, this is really bad. I heard another report of locking up the dog in 2 dogs in the oven. If that really happened, JCF, that is cruel beyond measure. The woman continues, mash up his games, his television, ransack his house, to hold them terrorize him. If he even wants to spend a night in his house, he can't. You have some special people, where as them reach near the community, them say, come we go look for him. All we know is that Tickman has died. He was a nice, jovial, fun-loving person to be around. He was not a man who disrespected people. He ran jokes, with even down to the babies. Everybody in the community loves him. December gone, he kept a treat for the elderly. He brought all the senior citizens, fed them, and distributed packages. He was loved by everybody. People on the outside of the community would not really know these things, but everywhere he goes, he interacts with everybody, down to the animals. We have lost a good and loved member from our community, the woman said. Then another one said, I never expected this. When storm come, him look food, pack, and distribute. Back to school time, him keep the biggest treat. Every child who has nothing to go to school has to get something. If you go to him and say you don't have any lunch money, he might give you pitney lunch money. But I don't understand. I can never understand these people. Under what heading and under what system do you even think it's appropriate to have a man in the community that you can be sending your pitney to for lunch money or whatever it is when you don't have it? How? Who appointed him? Where is he getting his money? None of these questions don't come to you. And this is the way a lot of these communities legitimize criminality. They paint this guy as next to being a saint and said the members of the security forces were terrorizing him. Him couldn't sleep in his house. And as far as they're concerned, the bad people are the members of the security forces. Yeah? They're Robin Hood. Never mind where the money was coming from. They don't care. Because there were treats for the elderly. There were treats for children for back to school. And you who's supposed to find work to send your children to school, when you don't have the money, you go to this guy. And the guy gives you money and it's A-okay. And the police turn up. And all of these people came out, scores of them. It's as if they don't work. We talk about unemployment rate being the lowest in history. What on earth were these people doing at home? So many of them come out. Everybody have cell phone to pluck out, to record whatever events. And whoever was throwing stones at the police, those are the people who were lionizing the community. I am happy with the assurance coming from the police over the last 24 hours. And they vow that the gangsters will never take control of Spanish Town again. They're vowing to ensure that they treat each resident with the particular care that is necessary, even in spite of everything that is being done. And we need to support the police. If we do not support the police, we will be very, very close and very soon to Haiti. Because we see where gangsters in Haiti all call press conference and tell the legitimately elected representative what they're going to do. And they take over whenever they want. So we need to decide and choose what country we desire. This particular gang has been of long standing in this country. But every gang that comes up, I appreciate the argument of the vacuum created because of whatever state doesn't do, but at some point in time, people have to answer for yourself. You're adults. It is not okay for you to live in a community where somebody is providing for you and you're not asking how come, from where. You're sending your children to go get money from them. They have no parental responsibility for the child and you shouldn't be accepting it. So you're living in an abnormal norm and it's time to regularize. We watch the police. We're on the side of proper and good policing. And I think the gains that the police have been making in the last couple of years, they really should be commended. We need to applaud the police. We need to support them. Yeah? These men, they've survived as long as they have because there are people who remain silent as short-term beneficiaries of whatever it is they have to give. Anyway, constitutional reform. Because I think the matter of the final court, as much as the CCJ has been tested, and I'd probably prefer that option as well, I do not believe it is appropriate to ram my view down the throats of others. We watch it.
Clear your barrels and personal shipments with ease and convenience. Request a customs contactless clearance today through CCP at jca.gov.jm. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency.